Well, Frampton, Santa-Cruz 2 delivered another thriller in Las Vegas, prompting calls for these two warriors to do it all again and make it a trilogy.
The Jackal wants a rematch back home in Belfast, and despite losing his unbeaten record, he remains a firm fans' favourite. Our sports correspondent Ruth Gorman has sent this report from Las Vegas.
He may have lost the fight, but Carl Frampton is still the people's champion. The morning after the night before, Frampton once again invited the Irish support to a bar in Las Vegas to thank them for their unwavered support.
Obviously very disappointed. You know, I was confident going into the fight. I thought I could have won it, and I feel like I fought Leo's fight at times, and no excuses. You know, I had a brilliant training camp, and I was prepared, and I was fit, and I was strong. But on the night, the better man won. I felt like some of the rounds were good for me up until the last 10 or 15 seconds, and Leo's work rate might have caught the judge's eyes and stole them on me. But it was a close fight, but I think the decision was fair. I think that he won the fight. At the end of the fight, after the 12th round, I just didn't feel like I'd done enough. But I knew it was close. Credit to Leo. He didn't fight how I expected him to fight. He went on the back foot, which something I've never seen him do before.
Wasn't his best performance. It wasn't really him in there. Got ruffled up early in the first round and was playing catch up from then on in. But did what a true champion did, bit down on his gum shield and fought like a true Trojan. Just kept going and going.
I'm sorry to disappoint. Want to send us home happy, but we'll get him back. We'll get him back. I promise. We'll get him back. Worst performances in recent years, and the fight was still pretty competitive. So if I'm gonna take any sort of positive out of it, it can be that. And me on my day and performing the high I can really perform, I believe I'm a better fighter and I can beat him.
I can't argue with the result. I'd love to see it back in Belfast, but I don't think it's happening.
Why not?
I don't think Santa-Cruz would be willing to come to Belfast and run to 20,000 Northern Irishmen,
He needs to know that everybody's still right behind him. It's his first loss, but I know the man he is. He's got the stature to get up, dust himself off and just go and do it again.
All the fans who have travelled, spent a lot of money to get here, we really appreciate, and he'll come back really strong after this.
Hopefully we can do it again, and he says he'll come to Belfast. I hope he does. I don't know if he will, but whatever happens, my next fight's going to be in Belfast. I've been away from home for too long, and hopefully it can be Leo Santa-Cruz.
I have great respect for him, and that makes me, I want to give him the third fight right away, but it's not just up to me. But we're going to see, hopefully it gets made.
We want to fight him immediately, and he said he'd come to Belfast, so the ball's in his court. It's absolutely about how you bounce back, and I think I've no doubt that Carl will bounce back, right back up to the top again, no question about that.
The end result may not have gone to plan on his Las Vegas debut, but Carl Frampton won over the hearts of a nation once again. A third fight with Leo Santa-Cruz in Belfast could be next. Ruth Gorman, UTV Live at the MGM Grand.
Sport is next. And the Belfast boxer Carl Frampton failed to defend his world title in Las Vegas over the weekend. But it seems in defeat he has added to his growing legion of admirers. Stephen Watson, who stayed up to the early hours of the morning to see the fight, is here with the latest evening news.
Yes, it was a late one. Sadly, he couldn't do it. But the dignified manner, Donna, in which Carl Frampton accepted his first professional defeat was typical of the man. His WBA World Featherweight rematch with Leo Santa-Cruz went the distance, but didn't go the Belfast boxer's way. The Mexican getting a split decision. Win, lose or draw, Frampton promised a party for his travelling supporters, and he was as good as his word. Thomas Kane was on the invite list.
The pain of this defeat is understandably very raw still for Carl Frampton. After a gruelling 14-week training camp and 12-round battle against Leo Santa-Cruz, it would have been very easy for him to spend a day in private with his family. Instead, though, he wanted to show his appreciation to all of the travelling fans. In victory, he has always been respectful and magnanimous. In defeat, he has exhibited all those same qualities that make him a hero for these thousands of supporters.
a while to get over it, if I'm being honest. It's never going to be easy, but look, you just have to forget about these things. And I was speaking to someone, this is sport, you know what I mean? People lose sometimes in sports about how you come back, and I believe I can come back stronger. And if I can get Leo Santa-Cruz and get him in Belfast, I don't believe there's a man in and around these weight divisions in the world that will beat me in Belfast. And that's the truth, so hopefully he can come. I don't know if he will.
Why did you want to do this today?
Right, look, I said it beforehand that we're going to come out and have a few drinks with fans, and I said I'd do that, and obviously I was planning on winning, and but you know I'm down in the dumps. I'm not gonna not turn up just because I lost the fight. The people that come out here, it's been amazing. I honestly appreciate it. It's very humbling that, you know, we took over that arena last night. I'm just sorry I couldn't send everyone home happy with a win.
Looking ahead to the future, you want the trilogy fight. Do you see that as being your next fight?
I want it to be my next fight. I want my next fight to be in Belfast. That's the most important thing. I fought Leo twice in the States now, so I think it's only fair that he comes my way. Who knows? I don't know if he'll come. I hope he does. He said it in Belfast. He said he's a, you know, and I think he's a man of his word. I think he would come, but who knows? Who knows? But my next fight's going to be in Belfast, no matter who it's against.
This rivalry is likely to define both the careers of Frampton and Santa-Cruz. A trilogy makes sense for both parties. Carl has made all of these fans very proud over the last week. Now he wants his world title back. Thomas Kane, BBC Newsline, Las Vegas.
Yes, battered and bruised, but he'll certainly be back. Now,